Imagine taking the money you've worked your entire life to save and handing it over to someone you completely trust. And then, one day, you wake up and check your balance. Every penny is gone. That nightmare was the reality for thousands of people who trusted Bernie Madoff, the architect of the largest financial fraud in history. For decades, Wall Street saw Madoff as a financial anomaly, a man who delivered consistent profits even as the broader economy collapsed. He bypassed the typical levers of Wall Street power, complex algorithms or aggressive corporate takeovers, to focus on something more potent, extracting absolute blind trust from the world's most elite investors. Take a look at a normal trading floor. Real investing is chaotic and inherently volatile. Prices swing wildly, companies fail, and the threat of a sudden crash is always looming. Madoff offered an escape from that reality. He made an incredibly simple guarantee to his clients: safe, steady returns with zero risk of losing their principal. The people buying into this promise weren't financial novices. We are talking about seasoned billionaires, A-list celebrities, and massive charitable foundations who eagerly suspended their disbelief to get access to his returns. Madoff created a psychological vacuum. Because his client list was so exclusive and prestigious, anyone who dared to question his flawless, risk-free mathematics ran the risk of looking foolish. The reason Madoff's returns never dipped is straightforward. There was no magic trading strategy. In fact, he wasn't making any real market investments at all. This diagram shows the flow of a Ponzi scheme. New investor capital bypasses the market entirely, rerouted to pay older investors. To hide this, he manufactured fake paper statements. Clients received official-looking documents showing steady growth, eliminating any reason to ask questions. But an illusion like this has a fatal flaw. It demands a perpetual, uninterrupted stream of new cash entering the top of the funnel. Madoff's entire operation functioned as a mathematical time bomb, a system that required endless, uninterrupted momentum to avoid total collapse. That momentum hit a concrete wall in the fall of 2008. The global financial crisis triggered a massive, widespread market collapse. Across the global economy, trust evaporated and was instantly replaced by fear. People started hoarding cash, and the vital flow of new investments into Madoff's firm froze completely. Panic set in among his existing clients. Terrified of losing their fortunes in the broader crash, they simultaneously rushed to withdraw billions of dollars in a sudden demand that the empty system couldn't handle. Without fresh deposits to cannibalize, the math finally broke. There simply was no cash left in the accounts to fulfill the massive wave of withdrawal requests. It's a harsh reality of finance. An ecosystem relying on the illusion of endless liquidity mathematically disintegrates the exact second true liquidity is demanded. When the dust settled, the true scale of the deception was laid bare. An estimated $65 billion had been wiped out practically overnight. The human toll was devastating. Families lost their entire retirement funds. Homes were foreclosed on. Some investors, unable to bear the absolute shock of losing everything, took their own lives. In 2009, Madoff was arrested, tried, and given a 150-year prison sentence, guaranteeing he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. But a prison sentence only punishes the architect. The justice system could never restore the decades of vanished labor or the futures that were destroyed in his wake. This leaves us with a difficult historical question. How did one man manage to bypass all regulatory scrutiny and fool some of the smartest people in the world for decades? The answer lies in a deep vulnerability of human psychology. When someone promises us absolute safety in an uncertain world, our natural critical thinking tends to shut down. The most dangerous threats out there rarely look like obvious scams. Instead, they camouflage themselves as perfection, weaponizing our deepest desire for security.